This is Mac OS Ken.
Wedbush takes Apple's price target stratospheric. Japan may force open Apple's App Store there. And notable titles for Apple TV Plus. It is Friday, the 24th of May, 2024. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken. Brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by ExpressVPN. Protect your online activity today. Sign up for a year and get an extra 3 months free at expressvpn.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Not happy with the price target so high he could see his house from it. Wedbush analyst Daniel Ives has set a new Apple target that is so high he could see all of our houses from it. Apple Insider highlights a note from Mr. Ives issued to clients on Thursday. It is more of the same, but louder. Yes, he's excited about whatever Apple is expected to announce at WWDC in a very few weeks' time. That, he believes, will spur a large number of iPhone upgrades in the fall, a number so large he is dusting off the term Supercycle. According to the report, Ives indicates that Apple's AI announcement could be one of the most important events of the decade for Apple CEO Tim Cook. The piece says Ives' note calls the exclusive AI features coming to iPhone 16 a setup for a renaissance of growth that sparks a massive overdue upgrade cycle into 2025. He's also expecting China's slowdown to turn around, with an expectation that June will be the last and lowest negative growth quarter before things swing positive in September. With that, he grabs his oxygen tank and climbs higher. Still with an outperform rating on Apple shares, Ives upped his price target on the shares Thursday from $250 to $275. That is almost $90 higher than Apple's current stock price for those keeping score at home. How does one say Digital Markets Act in Japanese? Might be worth knowing soon. A piece from Apple Insider says Japan's parliament is debating proposed legislation that would effectively emulate the EU's Digital Markets Act with an apparent focus on third-party app stores. Originally proposed in 2023, the piece says the bill is expected to be passed by both chambers of the country's parliament. If it does pass, the report says the intention is that it will facilitate competition and reduce app prices. Japan's government reportedly believes that Apple and Google are a duopoly and that they charge developers high fees that are then passed on to users. The current session of the Japanese parliament ends on the 23rd of June. Should the proposal pass both chambers, Apple Insider says it would likely go into effect sometime next year. Apple's Tap to Pay has made its way to iPhones in the Great White North. Mac Rumors says the Cupertino company has announced that Tap to Pay on iPhone has gone live in Canada. In case you've not come across it, the piece explains Tap to Pay on iPhone allows businesses to accept contactless payments on an iPhone with no additional point-of-sale hardware like a Square terminal required. The feature allows customers to pay by simply tapping their iPhone or Apple Watch, contactless credit card or debit card, or other contactless payment option on the merchant's iPhone. Payment is securely completed using the same NFC technology behind Apple Pay. Partners on board in Canada already include Aiden, Moneris, Stripe, and Square. Other partners, including Aris, Chase, Fiserv, and Helsum, are expected to come online in the coming months. Oh, and Apple. The company says its own Canadian stores will accept Tap to Pay on iPhone later this year. It's always weird when Apple isn't ready for a feature offered by Apple, isn't it? More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, ExpressVPN. You don't have to be paranoid to want to keep your online activities to yourself. Here in the States, your internet service provider can sell information about what you check out online to ad companies. I know, they used to say if you're not paying, you're the product. Well, congratulations, you've graduated. You can both pay and be the product too. Personally, I don't want to be, and that is why I use ExpressVPN. Yeah, they're my sponsor this week, but seriously, ExpressVPN is the VPN I have used for years. ExpressVPN routes your internet connection through their secure servers, so your ISP can't see the sites you visit. And the speed, listening to music, watching movies, doing FaceTime calls. Seriously, nothing I do online is hindered by ExpressVPN. At home or away, I keep ExpressVPN running across everything I do. Protect your online activity today with the VPN rated #1 by CNET and Mashable. Visit my exclusive link, expressvpn.com/macOSKen, and you can get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/macOSKen to learn more. expressvpn.com/macOSKen. There was all kinds of Apple TV Plus news earlier this week that I kept pushing down the road. We're at the end of the road for the week, so let us turn our attention to the Phantom Zone. Good news for fans of the multilingual drama Drops of God. Apple issued a press release this week saying it's made a deal for Season 2 of the French-Japanese title from Legendary Entertainment. The first season found a wine collector's daughter and a pupil of the collector's competing for his wine collection after his passing. In Season 2, the release says the main characters once again face a nearly impossible challenge to uncover the origin of the world's most wonderful wine, a secret that even the collector himself failed to unlock. Through a series of trials and tests, their quest will take them to the far-flung corners of the globe, forcing them to face their inner demons and changing them forever. Adapted from the New York Times best-selling Japanese manga series of the same name, Season 1 of the Drops of God TV series has a perfect 100% critic score and certified fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Season 1 is available to stream now on Apple TV+. No word on when Season 2 will hit the stream. Coming sooner than Drops of God, we finally know when to expect Bill Lawrence's Bad Monkey. Announced forever ago, Apple's press release on this one says Bad Monkey tells the story of Andrew Yancey, who has been bounced from the Miami Police Department and is now a health inspector in the Keys. But after stumbling upon a case that begins with a human arm fished up by tourists, he realizes that if he can prove murder, he'll be back in. He just needs to get past a trove of Floridian oddballs and one bad monkey. Vince Vaughn takes the part of Yancey. Other players include L. Scott Caldwell, Rob Delaney, Meredith Hagner, and many more. I mentioned Bill Lawrence before. He's the show's creator and executive producer, though it is based on Carl Hyacint's New York Times best-selling novel of the same name. Bad Monkey sees Lawrence going for an Apple TV Plus hat trick, having scored with 2 other titles for the Cupertino streamer, Shrinking and Ted Lasso. Apple refers to the title as a 10-episode series. Doesn't say the term limited series, though, so who knows? Then again, what's the rush? Season 1 hasn't even started yet. The first 2 episodes hit Apple TV Plus on Wednesday, the 14th of August. New episodes will land on successive Wednesdays through the 9th of October. And finally today, a show about which I want to be excited, though I proceed with caution. Apple TV Plus has set a premiere date for its television series adaptation of the cult classic sci-fi fantasy film Time Bandits. If that movie did for you what it did for me when I was a kid, you get both my excitement and my trepidation. According to the press release from Apple TV Plus, Time Bandits is an unpredictable journey through time and space with a ragtag group of thieves and their newest recruit, an 11-year-old history buff named Kevin. Together, they set out on a thrilling quest to save the boy's parents and the world. Yeah, see, the boy's parents were part of the problem in the movie. And the world? Please. The description continues. The eccentric crew of bandits embark on epic adventures while evil forces threaten their conquests and life as they know it. As the group transports through time and space, the gang stumbles upon fascinating worlds of the distant past while seeking out treasure, depending on Kevin to shed light on each situation. The Time Bandits witness the creation of Stonehenge, see the Trojan horse in action, escape dinosaurs in the prehistoric ages, wreak havoc during medieval times, experience the Ice Age, ancient civilizations, the Harlem Renaissance, and much more along the way. Lisa Kudrow is one of the stars. Okay, that's not bad. It also boasts Jermaine Clement of Flight of the Conchords and Taika Waititi of Our Flag Means Death among its made-for-TV creators. 10 episodes for this one as well, billed as a delight for viewers ages 9 to 99. Looks like all 10 episodes are going to hit on Wednesday, the 24th of July, which is what they do for kids' shows. Which brings back my trepidation. I'm going to have to watch that movie again soon. I had said earlier this week that I'd gotten an email about Apple's reappearing photo foible. I know I said fiasco, though that seems strong. Anyway, I ran both the original story and one of the emails by the guys at SecureMac, and both ended up a part of this week's show. That, and a new feature in Copilot Plus PCs that is being likened to spyware. If you would check it out, that would be neat. You're looking for checklist number 376, Too Much Recall. You can find that later today at securemac.com/checklist, or do me a favor and subscribe to the show, won't you? Then you'll never miss it. Look for the checklist by SecureMac wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by ExpressVPN. Sign up for a year and get an extra 3 months free at expressvpn.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.